Do you ever feel like a black sheep? Kind of want to talk about that today on Gotheology. First, I kind of want to apologize. This is a day late. I had some family stuff and some personal stuff come up this weekend, and honestly, yesterday I really didn't feel like doing this. But because, of all that, and I've been a bit distracted this week, I read this portion a little bit, probably not as much or as deeply as I would have liked to. So, while the application, comes totally from me, the revelation isn't something I caught. It's what one of my friends caught, and as we were talking about it, like at church. See, in this portion, Jacob meets Rachel and decides to work for Laban for her for 7 years. Jacob gets deceived, works again for another 7. Uh, you know, and then he does it one last time. And here's what he says right before. Tells Laban, "I will serve you one more time. I'll pass you your sheep one more time. But this time my wages will be the specked, the streaked, and the black sheep, if you will." And one of my friends brought up the point that those sheep, were the outcasts of the flock. And I had never thought of it like that. So what does Jacob do? Now, I don't know the science of this or the biology or any of that, but he uses the poplar or almond trees. So when the strong sheep, mate, they would see those, and the offspring would be specked, streaked, or spotted, would be the outcast. But when the weaker sheep came to mate, he wanted to put those up. So, through this process, Jacob made the outcasts the stronger sheep. Think about that for a second, because that really hit home with me. Because I have a heart, and you guys know this, I have a heart for the outcasts. I have a heart for the goth community, the punks, the bikers, the metalheads. And I want so much for them to be strong in the faith. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I, decided to do this Gotheology podcast. But you see, I'm just another one of the outcasts. I am not the shepherd. And I want you guys to know that there is a good shepherd that will take care of you guys. Even though you're outcasts. He will build you up. He will make you strong. And even if it's online, I think he will provide for you a community with fellow outcasts. Why do I feel so confident that, he will do that? Because that's what Jacob did. know there's a lot of us out there, myself included, that struggle, with community, finding a place where we belong, among the fellow metalheads. But until Jacob came and gathered these sheep to himself, they were with the white sheep. And they were still in community with the white sheep. They were still fellowshipping, still eating, still drinking, with the normal white sheep. And sometimes our community has to come from the normal Christianities, the normal Christians. I mean, I know some of y'all really don't want to hear that, but sometimes our community comes from a place where we feel like the outcasts. Now, I know nothing on the politics of sheep. I don't know if the sheep actually made the speckled, spotted, or streaked feel like outcasts or not. Or if it was just, their wool was less valuable. I'm not a shepherd. I know nothing about, that. But I just want to encourage you guys with those two thoughts. That there is a shepherd that will take care of you. Even though you're an outcast. And find a community. Even if it's online. Where you can be with like-minded people. And find a community offline where you can be with like-minded people even if you feel like an outcast. Because if you get around a good bunch of believers, you might not feel like an outcast for too long. If you're around a good bunch of believers, they should welcome you. Now, again, there's that interesting dichotomy where, yes, I feel welcomed at my church to, dress how I want, dress like this and all that. There's that dichotomy that, well, true, but I can't go talk to them about the latest Demon Hunter album. Because they're just going to look at me and not know who that is. Now, I found a couple people who I can talk to about metal, but just, stick with the Good Shepherd and stick with your community. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys have a great week and try to get this up on time next week. Peace.